The following program contains graphic content. Listener discretion is advised.
Right now we're actually going on a motorcycle accident that'll be down on Highway 93 at approximately milepost 117. We've been dispatched to one head injury and one leg injury at this point.
Who's locking the door?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll see you out there. Okay.
This is Focus on Your Health on the KJAZ Radio Network. It's brought to you by Kingman Regional Medical Center in historic Kingman, Arizona. I'm TG LaFredo, and on this week's program, we are flying with Guardian Air. Guardian provides medical transport by helicopter and fixed wing all over Arizona. The company has bases in Flagstaff, Page, Show Low, Winslow, Verde Valley, Tuba City, and Kingman. That's where we're flying out of today. We are Angel 6, and we're about to depart Kingman Airport in a Bell 407. Our pilot is Mike Mickelson, a former Marine who's been flying since 1978. He flew for the Arizona Department of Public Safety for 20 years, and he's flown over a decade with Air Methods and Guardian. The flight paramedic is Ashley Steinberg, and the nurse, and my tour guide, is Eric Music.
Ready when you are, sir. Clear! You're clear! Clear! You're clear!
Kingman, Maverick Stallion 3322 Foxtrot, West 8, runway 21. Kingman driving Angel 6 helicopter midfield, will be departing to the east. Crossing midfield west to east, low level, any traffic please advise. Alright, here we go. Guardian Air Center, Angel 6.
Angel 6, go ahead, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Angel 6 just cleared the airport Kingman en route to 117 on 93. 4 on board. And we've got 2 hours and 10 minutes of fuel low risk.
Copy that. Departed the airport 4 POB 210 in fuel. En route to the scene low risk at 1419.
We don't really know what we're going to find when we arrive on scene. At this point, all we have is that it's a motorcycle crash with 2 riders down. We'll land on US 93, just north of Wickiup, Arizona. It's a well-traveled stretch of road, but it's remote in that it's a long way from there to a hospital. Eric and Ashley put together a game plan.
What meds you want to go with?
RSI. Do accommodate and rock,
Okay.
and then back home when we get in the aircraft.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and estimate them at 100 unless I get there and they look different.
Sounds good. We also have the TXA, so if we have a bleeding issue, we still have that too. 1 gram initially in a 100cc bag.
Right, and then the
Bolus that in.
second one in 1,000.
Second one in 1,000. And run that at 120 an hour.
Eric briefs me on what will happen when we arrive on scene.
We'll do a high orbit, make sure the scene's safe. Then we'll do a low orbit, make sure we didn't miss anything. We'll go, Mike will set us up, we'll land like we need to land, however we need to. At that point, he'll still have the speed up on the motor. He'll tell us that it's okay to clear it to get out. I'll get out, I'll block you so you don't go backwards. Always go forward to the nose. If there's any raise in the side of the hill or anything, don't get out. I'll tell you what we're gonna do at that point, okay? We won't know that until we get on the ground anyway, so just stick right with me the whole time.
I'm pretty sure the ambulance cannot be ahead of us.
No, absolutely not, yeah.
A few minutes later, Mike tries to reach the highway patrol to coordinate a landing zone.
Good afternoon, Flagstaff Angel 6, about 4 minutes out of 117 on 93. Have you got an officer a call sign at the scene? We can go car to car. Yeah, there's traffic all backed up down here. Come on.
$135, copy at 97.
35 by Dan, are you setting up in LZ with ADOT at 117?
Man, they are
Sir.
northbound. Oh, they're allowing some traffic through northbound.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're going to be landing about 2 minutes. Lights good, gauges, fuel's great. Everything is up here. We are exactly halfway between here and Phoenix. We'll probably be 2 minutes, 3 minutes closer to Phoenix.
Okay, John C then?
Yeah. Hello, Flagstaff Angel 6, about 2-3 minutes out of landing, 117 on 93. Have you got an officer at the scene we can go car to car with?
Angel 6, stand by. 135.
That's affirmative. They go car to car with me. I'm going to set up a landing zone north of the collision scene.
North of the collision, got it.
135, 10 for Angel 6, copy.
Understand, north of the collision, one more time, call sign.
135.
135 Angel 6, and we're pretty much overhead, thank you.
That's 1433.
It's taken us 15 minutes to get from the airport to milepost 117. By car, it would have been at least 45.
Understand, land north of the scene, and have any winds down there?
10 for me north of the scene. I'm going to set up a landing zone here for you with some cones. I'm going to close the entire road.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any winds by chance?
Negative, very light.
Angel 6, thank you. I still don't see them.
I don't either.
We're looking down on US 93. We can see the cars lined up and the highway patrol, but we still haven't spotted the crash.
Unless that's him way up there behind that.
No, that's traffic. It should be back to our right.
That's what I thought.
Should be by that,
Oh,
yeah, I
he's
got
in
him.
between the hills here.
Okay.
Okay, they're both
Yep.
against the hill, the bikes.
And there they are. 2 people down on the side of the road. A wrecked bike, a trooper, a couple of passers-by who stopped to render aid.
Southbound shoulders, you can. Same side as I am.
Southbound shoulder, understood, thank you.
We got wires on the hill here.
Yeah, I don't think they cross. That's what I wanted to go over one more time. Okay, we're looking good.
We have just a few cars we need to let through northbound, so let them all through. I got them all stopped now.
Okay, there was a big long line of cars, so I'm going to
Roger.
just extend this way, just a hair.
No ambulances on scene yet?
I will remain turning unless you tell me to shut down.
Okay. I expect head injury, depending on what's going on. We'll take first.
All right, guys, be careful getting out here.
Okay.
I'm landing
6, landing zone's farther north.
farther north.
Watch wires left.
Okay, I got 'em. But that's where the...
This is a stressful, confusing moment. Mike nearly has the helicopter on the highway when a DPS officer tells us we're landing in the wrong place. We lift off again and try to figure out where we're supposed to be.
So probably right in front of the truck and where they got blocked, I'm guessing.
farther north.
Hey, is the helicopter going further north, or what are we doing with the helicopter?
Helicopter is north. I got a landing zone set up right here so I can have at least one lane open.
10-4, sounds good, man. Just let us know when we can start sending
I
traffic
got
in.
you. I got you. Okay, I got the scene here. All right, it is in front of this one vehicle.
Holy crap, that's a hell of a
That's a
hike up
hell
there.
of a long way. I don't know what they're thinking.
And I don't see the ambulance, so
I don't either.
Might want to shut down.
yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to have to do pretty much.
There's a car coming down.
Yeah, I see him. I think he's going to stop.
155.
so that's what he meant, way the hell off to the right side. Okay, I thought that. Alright, here we go. Alright, you're clear to deplane, guys, but I don't know where the heck you're going.
I think we're just gonna start hiking down.
I guess, okay. Maybe they'll take you.
It's a chaotic scene, and we've had to land a long way from the crash, so we're improvising. We all pile into a pickup truck from the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Well, right now, the ambulance hasn't got there. They pulled us back, gosh, a quarter of a mile from the scene. So we're having ADOT take us up, transporting us up to the scene.
Thanks for the ride.
So definitely stay as far as you can to the left.
In a moment, we're at the crash. It's a bad scene. A motorcyclist's nightmare. She's on her back. He's face down in the stones. A purple Harley-Davidson crumpled beside the road. A waitress and a nurse have both pulled off the highway to help. The nurse is just passing through, traveling with her family on the road from Colorado.
I was more worried about her with the femur fracture.
A trooper, who's also an EMT, has been caring for the riders as well. She briefs Eric and Ashley on the injuries.
Thank you.
Eric and Ashley treat the riders. The male is in worse shape, so they prepare him for flight. And with that, we'll step aside. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Focus on Your Health on the KJazz Radio Network. Welcome back to Focus on Your Health on the KJazz Radio Network. In this week's edition, I am flying with Guardian Air. These are the members of the crew based in Kingman. The paramedic is Ashley Steinberg, the nurse is Eric Music, and the pilot is Mike Mickelson. We were dispatched to a motorcycle crash on US 93, just north of Wickiup, Arizona. We flew to the scene, landed on the highway, and Eric and Ashley began tending to the victims. We learned it was a one-vehicle crash, a man and a woman riding together. He lost control on a curve, and they went down. Neither was wearing a helmet. The woman is in an ambulance now, on her way to Kingman Regional Medical Center. The man's injuries are more severe. Eric and Ashley have loaded him in, and we're in the air again, headed south to John C. Lincoln North Mountain Hospital in Phoenix.
I'm gonna give him 4 of Zofran and another 50 of this fentanyl.
Okay.
Show you.
We're 142 over 116.
No, I opened at 250, so I'm gonna give him another 100.
That's fine. Give him 100.
What did he say to you?
He was doing okay, but he was definitely a little confused. I don't know if it's from the meds or what, but we'll watch him.
What's his heart rate at?
Yeah. 110. He's been that since we got him. So. He's bouncing his head tidal, so just... I don't think he's got any cardiac issues. He didn't complain of any chest or abdominal pain. I don't see any marks on him, but he's got a little abrasion right flank.
Yeah, he denied chest pain, shortness of breath.
Alright, so now that we have him somewhat stabilized, we've established some IVs and some fluids going on him. We got him on our board and we're heading down to John C. Lincoln, which is a level 1 trauma center, just because he does have an obvious head injury with a possible pelvis and hip injury, all which could be life-threatening, especially when they consider it happened on a motorcycle. So automatically it's a level 1 trauma without a helmet, was not wearing a helmet. So 1 and 1 and 2 and 3, and now he's pretty critical. Could be pretty critical. He's stable, he's talking to us, he knows who, what, when, where, but he's a little fuzzy here and there. We've given him some meds to help take care, control some of his pain, and that's as much as we need to do right now until we can get him there and get more definitive studies done on them, CAT scans, x-rays, stuff like that they can do to treat them and take care of them. There's only a couple areas when the brain swells to relieve pressure.
4,500 feet descending.
One is down your spinal column, okay, and that's called a herniation. The other one's your eyes, and that's usually our first indicator that they have intracranial pressure. Everything's closed in there, so there's nowhere for your brain to swell like you would with your arm.
Angel 6, thank you.
So it causes pressure on that optic nerve, because there's a small little hole that comes out where your optic nerve comes out, so it causes pressure on that optic nerve, and your pupil, depending on what side the pressure's at, will blow up, what they call blown pupil.
Helicopter traffic, Angel 6, just west of Lake Pleasant, heading to the Arrowhead Mall area.
When we start seeing discrepancies in the pupils, we know we're having some increased intracranial pressure. There's other issues that could be, it could be, you know, medications, other things cause reaction to pupils, but hopefully this isn't him having a big bleed in there and now it's time, the swelling's happening. The blood's actually, it'll stop bleeding just because of pressure, but the damage to that area will start swelling. We have some issues like that. So hopefully it's not his issue. Hopefully it's medication. You know, head injury patients, they moan a lot, complain a lot. You know, they can't pinpoint things with you. So, you know, it's kind of, it's a little worrisome as to where he's degrading. But we'll see, we'll see.
It's kind of rare that we're the first one on scene.
Yeah. Usually an ambulance is there, they've already packaged the patient, we just scoop, pick them up, and go.
We were in a pretty remote area of the state. We were like halfway between Baghdad fire, Pinion fire, quite a distance away from Kingman for an ambulance to show up, dang near an hour. And it was so bad that there was absolutely no cell contact.
Right.
Zero.
One of those areas you don't want to have be in an accident at.
Yeah. 2-lane road, old 93.
Where are they taking the lady?
She's going to Kingman.
So we'll be taking her when we get back?
Yep. They got at least 3 hours worth of work on her. CAT scans, IVs, labs, x-rays.
She looked pretty serious in her own right.
Yeah, her injuries were not as life-threatening, but still, I mean, much more probably debilitating than him at this point, depending on if he's got a brain injury or not. Definitely, I mean, she shattered her femur, possibly her pelvis.
Looked like both.
Yeah, but she was totally intact, and with it, knew exactly what was going on, who she was, where we were, who he was. So, just based on that, that just stepped her down a little bit more. Granted, she's still considered what they call level 1 just because of the mechanism of injury, you know, the motorcycle accident.
Is he still complaining of pain?
Yeah, he's gonna spasm just because of that leg, Mike. Huh. There's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. They'll have to get him in a hair when we get him down there, hair traction.
You say he has a broken leg as well?
Oh yeah, he's probably a femur or a pelvis fracture also. He's got that external rotation of that foot and that leg.
Yeah, yeah.
Soon we're flying over Phoenix. Mike prepares to land.
Okay guys, lights are good, gauges, fuel is great. You guys all set to land?
Ready back.
About 2 minutes out.
We arrive at John C. Lincoln. We land on the roof, load the patient on a stretcher, and take the elevator downstairs. I'm still recording, but really, I don't want to put that material out on the air. It's awful. Eric, Ashley, and the hospital staff take the patient to the emergency department. A woman's voice comes over the public address system. Attention, status change. Trauma 2 to trauma 1. Doctors and nurses rush in. Somehow, they never got the message we were on our way. I am sitting looking down on Phoenix. The city, the mountains, the desert.
Deer Valley Information Yankee 2 tree 5 trees Zulu.
Mike flies us over Squaw Peak, and we see hikers and runners on the trails, scaling the mountain below. It is a perfect spring day, 84 degrees and sunny. I'm thinking, it's a good day to run. They're all good days to run. We arrive at the base. The crew restocks supplies and prepares for the next flight. I ask Mike, Ashley, and Eric for their reflections on the call. How did it go out there?
It went well. It went extremely safe. We did everything that we should have done, and we did it safely. However, as a pilot, I look back at some of the small characteristics of the flight, and I thought that I could improve upon them next time. And a good pilot should do that. Should see flaws in his otherwise excellent day and look at ways of correcting them and making it better next time.
Well, it's definitely different than what our normal calls are like. You know, it's different to be first on scene. I think everything went pretty well as far as, you know, everybody working together who was there. You know, me and Eric working together as a team, and then the other agencies that showed up. I think it all ended up pretty good.
Now, you guys aren't even at the halfway point in your shift.
Not quite.
You have another 13 hours to go.
Yeah.
I, for one, am exhausted.
I think, you know, well, you never really get over being tired, but you find ways to conserve your energy, you know, taking a nap during the day or just relaxing when you have the time, and then knowing that you're going to be able to sleep when you get home tomorrow.
Right.
It's, you know, that always helps.
It went really well for us as a flight crew, and hopefully for the patient himself. We'll find out probably later on this evening or tomorrow how he did. If we find out, sometimes we don't get to find out.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I don't know if you can make a guess, but what's your feeling about how this will end up for him?
I don't think this is going to end well for him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If he does survive the initial 24 hours of this trauma, he's definitely going to have some long-term rehab effects, hospitalizations, surgeries. He has a long road ahead of him.
Yeah. Boy, they don't. It almost sounds sarcastic. I don't want it to sound that way. I said to you, they don't show you this part of it when they try to sell you a motorcycle.
No.
And and I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to be mean when I say that.
Right.
It's just I wonder. You probably develop a bias against those sorts of things when you're doing this job.
You do. And I don't know of any ER physician or nurse that doesn't. There are quite a few that do ride motorcycles, but they wear all the appropriate gear as well as helmets. And you know, that's the biggest thing. You got to wear your helmets.
Yeah.
You know.
What was crazy for me was that on scene I saw a pair of helmets on the ground.
Correct.
They weren't wearing them?
Correct. Yeah. Per the other occupant, they did not have their helmets on. They were taking them up there with him as he was going to try to sell his motorcycle. So,
yeah. I'm trying to find a good way to wrap that up, but sometimes I guess in this business there's just not a happy ending.
Unfortunately, you get happy sometimes and you get sad sometimes, and this may be a mix with him and the occupant, whether he be bad and she turn out good, or vice versa. We don't know.
Right. Eric, thanks so much, man.
Thank you very much, TG. We appreciate you coming.
My thanks to the incredible people at Guardian Air: Ashley Steinberg, Steve Smithson, and Jake Dahlstrom. Special thanks to my pal Eric Music. Thank you to pilots Mike Mickelson and Robert Skanke of Air Methods. A big shout out to Tim Hawkins, helicopter mechanic and master of rigging in-flight audio. Your signal is 10-2. Thanks also to the Arizona Department of Public Safety, the Arizona Department of Transportation, the staff at John C. Lincoln North Mountain Hospital in Phoenix, and the staff at Kingman Regional Medical Center. I'm TG LaFredo, and thank you for listening. Please join me again next Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for another edition of Focus on Your Health, right here on the KJazz Radio Network.
Where are we?
We are Cucamonga.